Thank you. Great musician. Thanks. Thank you. Well, should remember you always want an Irishman to give your induction speech. I knew I always liked you, Bono. You were scaring me a little bit there, though. It wasn't that good. But I like the part about my good looks the best. Anyway, I guess let me warn you, the records took 2 years, the show's 3 hours, so the speech may take a little while. But I stood on this stage and I inducted Roy Orbison and Creedence Clearwater Revival and Bob Dylan, artists whose music was a critical part of my own life. And tonight I hope that my music served my audience half as well. And if I've succeeded, thanks. If I've succeeded in doing that, it's been with the help of many, many kindred spirits along the way. I'd like to thank my mother, Adele, for that slushy Christmas Eve, for that Christmas Eve, a night like the one outside when we stood outside the music store and I pointed to the Sunburst guitar and she had that $60 and I said, I need that one, you know. She got me what I needed and she protected me and provided for me on 1,000 other days and nights. So as importantly, she gave me a sense of work. That's something that was joyous and that filled you with pride and self-regard and that committed you to your world. Thanks, Mom. This is yours tonight. Take it home as a small return on the investment you made in your son. So, Mama, the Italian side of the family, Mama. You know? Now my dad, he passed away this year, but I got to thank him because what would I conceivably have written about without him? You know? I mean, you got to imagine if everything had gone great between us, it would have been a disaster. You know, I would have written just happy songs, and I tried that in the early '90s, and it didn't work. The public didn't like it. He never said much about my music except that his favorite songs were the ones about him, and that was enough, you know. Anyway, I put on his work clothes, and I went to work. It was the way that I honored him. My parents' experience forged my own. They shaped my politics, and they alerted me to what is at stake when you're born in the USA. I miss you, Dad. I gotta thank my co-producer Chuck Plotkin and engineer Toby Scott for a sustained contribution to my recorded work. They remained in the saddle as often years went by, wondering if we'd ever get the music out or if they'd ever get a royalty check. They kept their cool and their creativity. Of course, they're basket cases now. But we remain friends and great working partners. And no mention of my records would be complete without Bob Clearmountain, the great mixer, who helped me bring my music to a larger audience. I want to thank my tour director, George Travis, and the great crews he's assembled on the road over the years. Thank you, George. I want to thank my agent, Barry Bell, and Frank Barcelona for a great job. All right. Thank you. Now, the lawyers. Got to thank them, you know. Peter Parcher and Steve Hayes, they protected me and my music for 22 years. I appreciate it. This next one's a little tough one. Alan Grubman and Artie Endersky. Names familiar to many in this room. They're the money men. How can I put this? These are great and complicated and misunderstood Americans. They're men that are entrusted with a very, very important task. And for, you know, folks know, the money man goes to the record company and he's in charge of bringing back the pink Cadillac. You know, now, when Alan and Artie go, they bring back the pink Cadillac the blue Cadillac, the red Cadillac, the yellow Cadillac, the pink Cadillac with the white walls. But then they take the blue Cadillac. And they take the hubcaps off the yellow Cadillac. But that still leaves you with a few Cadillacs, and they make sure that neither you nor themselves, of course, are going to be broke when you're riding in the black Cadillac. So they do that well. I gotta thank Barbara Carr for her love and loyalty and dedication. Couldn't get along without you, Barb. My friend Dave Marsh, thank you so much. And the next guy, yeah, this is John Landau, or as I sometimes call him, John, thank God I'm a country boy Landau. I've seen the future of rock and roll management, and its name is John Landau. I got him to return the favor there, but that quote was managing. It was a mite burdensome for me, but as he often said, that's your job. But John's given me something beyond friendship and beyond guidance. His intelligence, his sense of the truth, his recognition of my intelligence. We were worlds that collided. His creative ability as a producer, an editor, speechwriter earlier this evening, his ability to see through to the heart of matters both professional and personal, and the love that he's given me has altered my life forever. What I hope to give to my fans with my music, a greater sense of themselves and greater freedoms. He, with his talents and his abilities, has done that for me. There's no thank you tonight that's going to do the job, and it's a debt that I can't repay, and one that